This is Sam Udani, publisher of Immigration Daily and ILW.com. The EB5 regulation is impending. It hangs like the sword of Damocles over the industry. We expect it during the week of July 8th, most likely, and perhaps an outside chance that it could be here the week of July 15th. I've been talking to a number of people in the industry who seem to be suggesting that maybe the regulation, even if it were to be terrible, is not so bad after all, because we may be able to get to Congress and tell Congress, please help us. And Congress will write to the rescue as the white knight for the industry and rescue the country from the worst excesses of this regulation, whatever they may be. This video is to talk about what's realistic to expect. For Congress to be able to enact something in order to help the industry, it would have to come together. The two chambers, the House and the Senate, are controlled by the two different parties. Not to say anything about the fact that the gentleman in the White House is a bit unpredictable. At the moment, even on the most basic of congressional work, which is that of appropriations, the parties don't agree. The Republicans and the Democrats don't agree. Not even on top line numbers. Forget about the composition of a complex bill like an appropriations bill. The two chambers don't agree, naturally. And the worst part is that even the White House is not in agreement with Senate Republicans, the chamber that is controlled by the White House's own party. So there is a complete breakdown of legislative business on the Hill at the moment. There are only 20 legislative days between July 1st and September 30th. Only 20, and appropriations, the work is completely undone. In this context, to expect Congress to spare time for something as minuscule as EB5 is a bridge too far, in my opinion. Now, there is a deeper political problem. Let's say somehow Congress said that they would roll in EB5 language into the appropriations bill, which would be the logical thing to do should Congress want to move on a consensus EB5 bill. I suspect that there are two major political issues, one with the Republicans, one with the Democrats, which needs to get settled before we can see any relief from Congress. And those two issues are the wall. On the Republican side, there is a significant constituency to see a wall built, regardless of cost. And on the Democratic side, it seems like the party has coalesced around getting some kind of legal status for the Dreamers. The political trade-off is clear. Wall and Dream combined in one vehicle, which would open up the floodgates for all kinds of other immigration legislation, including EB5. However, the person in the White House is a bit unpredictable. Mr. Trump was presented in early February of 2018 with this exact proposition, $25 billion, a lot of money for his wall, which would have funded it completely according to him, and legal status for the Dreamers. And he shook hands with the leaders of the Democratic Party, Mr. Schumer and Ms. Pelosi, and then thought the better of it and walked away. Unfortunately, he does that all the time on every issue. And that is the problem. So until this issue is resolved, I fear that it is foolishness to try to expect that Congress will write to the industry's rescue. I think the industry has to prepare for this regulation bearing down like a ton of bricks on the industry, and we're going to have to live with this regulation for a long, long time. It may not be what we want, but that is reality.